friends, how are you all with your family and friends? Today, over here we will discuss second poem of your English textbook, First Flight, from your first chapter. It is second poem of your first chapter as Fire and Ice. This poem has been composed, written by Robert Lee Frost. As we already have discussed that Robert Lee Frost is one of great and rarest public literary figure of US United States. He won Congressional Award, Gold Medal Award of America, and also he became Poet Laureate Mahakavi in 1960 in United States of America. Here, Fire and Ice is one of the most popular poem of Robert Lee Frost, and it was firstly published in 1920 in Harper's Magazine of US. It is very famous magazine, and in 1923 in his Pulitzer Prize winning book, it is known as New Hampshire, again this poem Fire and Ice was published there. Student, this poem discusses the end of the world, that how this present world will end. And according to the biographers of Robert Frost, this poem is inspired, highly inspired by a great literary figure of the world, and of course of Italy, because he was an eminent poet of Italy known as Dante, and his famous poetic work Inferno. So this poem Fire and Ice has based on Dante's Inferno. Inferno actually deals with the journey of hell and heaven, vice and virtue, and so this poem is based on this poetic work of Dante's Inferno. Student, over here first of all we will know about theme of the poem, then explanation of the poem. Robert Frost discusses a feature of human emotions, and he uses the symbol of fire and ice to show how this world, this present world, will end or will destroy because of unlimited, unbounded or unguided desire and day by day increasing hate and hatred of the people. There are two emotions which can bring out destruction to the world. Over here we will know about poem that Fire and Ice. Fire has been symbolized as desire and passion, focus on there, and ice has been symbolized as hate and hatred. So now we will know about line-by-line explanation of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire, but if it had perished twice, I think I know enough of it to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. So over here, Robert Frost said that it is opinion of the people that some people tell or say that the world will end in fire, and fire has been symbolized as desire or passion, unlimited, limitless desire or passion of the people. Some say in ice, while some other person tell that this world will end in ice. Student, ice has been symbolized as hate and hatred. So some people say that world will end in fire because of unlimited, unbounded, and guided desire of the human being, and some people say that world will end in ice because of hatred of human being towards one another. From what I have tasted of desire, I would first say that whatsoever I imagine that desire can destroy, can ruin this world, and I hold with those who favor fire. I agree those people who tell that this world will end in fire, this world will end because of the limitless desire of people. Further, Robert Frost said that, but if it had perished twice, but if this world will end two times or second time, then, or if this world will destroy two times, then I think, and I do not only I think about it, but I also know that hate is also enough. Hate is also sufficient to destroy this world, and hate is as much as great as desire itself. Hate is also sufficient and would suffice. Suffice means be sufficient. It is also sufficient. Hate is also sufficient to destroy this present world. Over here we will know that hate is frozen in our hearts. नफरत हमारे दिलों में, हमारे हार्ट्स में जमी हुई है. Hate is frozen in our hearts while desire is growing day by day in our hearts. There is no limit. We cannot rectify, we cannot satisfy our limitless desire, and thus it will, because these two emotions can bring out destruction to the world. Student, over here we will know about poetic devices and figure of speech of this poem. Here, this poem is of 9 lines. There are 9 lines in this poem, and we can divide into 3 sets each. As first line, there is a raining skin, fire. Last letter is E. We can mark here A. After that, second line, there is ice. We can mark B. And again, third line of desire. Desire and fire, same last letter is E, so we can mark A. Here again fire, we can mark A rhyming word. But if it had perished twice and ice, again same word, so we can mark here B. And hate. Hate is other word, it has not been matched here, so we can mark as C. To say that for destruction, ice here also, so we can mark B. Great and hate is same rhyming word, we can mark C. And would suffice, here we can mark B as ice, and suffice has been rhymed, so it is B. Now rhyming scheme of the poem is A-B-A, and then again A-B-C, A-B-C, and finally B-C-B, B-C-B. A figure of speech, we can see that I sound is prominent sound and letter there in first line. So I sound is prominent here. We can say there is assonance because the prominence of a vowel sound throughout a line is known as assonance. In Hindi, assonance is known as swaro ki ekata, unification of vowel. And here some say and some say it is a literary device known as anaphora. Anaphora means, you know, that repetition of same word or phrase is known as anaphora. So same word has been repeated in first and second line. Some say there is anaphora. And in this line there is assonance, and after that we can say that last three lines from here to here, these lines has been written in enjambment form on behalf of Robert Lee Frost, enjambment form, because there is no punctuation mark, no pause, only finally there is a full stop. So student, I hope that you all have understood. Here also you can guess, you can observe that I and I has been repeated, and so here also there is assonance. I hope that you all have understood this symbolic poem Fire and Ice, and thank you very much. Thank you all of you to listen me. See you again in next video. Thanks.